Okay, I'm Jim Deadlock and I'm here with my friend Hotshot. We're going to
Hello,
play a bit of Generation Zero.
I'm just dancing on top of these bushes. Don't mind me.
Old John Travolta up there.
Some Grease influences. Be weird, they don't have any sound at all. Just makes them look a bit cheap. But yeah, so this was your last safe house. Am I right?
Yeah, this is
All right.
this is where I spawn at when I die now.
Yeah, it's the safe houses work as a checkpoint system. So basically, if you die or oh, got a collectible. If you die or have to quit a bit prematurely before going to a safe house, you'll respawn at your I'm not sure if it's the last one you unlocked or the closest one to the place where you left or slash died. I'd assume it's the last one you visited, but I actually didn't test that, I'm afraid. Um, but yeah, so I guess this is a good point to, since this, I guess this is a sort of review-ish video. Um, cool aspect the game has is since it's in Sweden, it really keeps everything immersive by pretty much everything being written in Sweden. If you point at the text, it does
Oh
that
yeah.
classic Bioshock thing where it puts the subtitles below, and it's really cool. Oh wait, this is the
So
original.
last time I was here, I think I shot a couple of robots. So when I respawn here again, they don't come back, right? They're
They
permanently
don't
dead.
exactly. They are permanent. According to the one of the features of the game, the island has a fixed amount of robots that travel. They travel. They seem to travel pretty randomly because I respawn at one of the safe houses I had cleared. Uh, Damn, I didn't want to do this. There's a shotgun up here. You might want to use it. Sorry,
Oh.
in the backpack. And yeah, also damage you do
Oh, my
to.
inventory's full, so I need to get rid of some stuff. I don't know what to get rid of though. Couple of
Um,
radios maybe.
Radios, yeah, get rid of the radios. The radios are very situational to attract enemies, and at first you really don't want to get their attention, which is what the radio is for, and using mostly ambushes. But the ambush items you have at first are really not that great.
Do I need to get
So,
rid of one of these guns so I can pick up the shotgun then?
if they're in the slot, those are the stuff you can equip. If they
Oh,
are in the
okay.
inventory,
Oh, right. So I put it back up in my inventory, and now I've got a
yeah,
spot for a.
like I have my revolver, sniper rifle,
It's
what's a
still
hunting
saying
rifle.
inventory full though.
It should have two slots empty for a weapon. Every weapon so far takes two slots from what I've played, including
Yeah,
I have a.
I put a gun in my inventory, and now I'm supposedly got a slot open in my primary.
Oh no, that yeah, I was going to
So I
talk
need to
about
get
that.
rid of another two radios then, I suppose, do
The inventory system frankly sucks, and
I?
that is probably my biggest problem with the game. Because if, for example, you have a sidearm slot open and you pick up a pistol, it just doesn't pick it up because the inventory is full. It doesn't automatically put it in the empty sidearm slot. So what you got to do is you need to have two slots in the inventory open so that you
Well,
can
I
pick
have,
up
but it still won't let me pick it up. It still says I'm full.
in the inventory itself, the backpack section or the weapon
Yeah,
slots.
backpack. Uh, I've
Two
got one
squares?
one empty weapon slot, and I've got four empty inventory slots,
Okay,
and it's still
what?
saying inventory full when I. That's okay.
That
I
is a bit
walked
weird.
away and then I went back to it again, and now it's
Oh,
all right.
yeah, yeah, that I actually had that one time when I was trying to pick it up. But yeah, I
Right, so
guess I
I
can
got six
can
shots with this, which is quite handy.
yeah, they're pretty good. The shotgun is pretty good for the early. It's up close. It's a one-shot kill on most.
Nice.
No, I'd say all of the early robots.
For
I
the
found
While I
some.
think of it, for the viewer, I'm on medium graphics settings. So
It's,
it
yeah, it's
does
super
get a
solid.
bit fancier than this, but I found that the
I
performance was a bit,
the performance is a bit, it can push your PC quite to its knees.
yeah.
Um, I played both on low and a mixture of high and ultra, and even a bit of full ultra just to take a grasp of what the maximum capability of the game is. Albeit I was going at like
It's quite nice
40.
like this on medium. I think the movement's
It
quite
is.
nice, and
Medium is my perfect constant 60 FPS, so this is on a 1060 for me, by the way, so it's worth noting. And the game is drop dead gorgeous in my opinion. Global illumination is an option that really enhances the look, the sun and the god rays it shows. It's amazing, really.
yeah, it's pretty nice.
And the environment interactivity also seems rather good. For example, walking through these bushes, the grass moves. Some taller grass, if you walk past it, it flattens, and over time it will grow back up. And it's really nice attention to detail, I noticed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically the game is very, at least at first, I had a bit of a feeling of, okay, what should I do next? And I would criticize that about the game, but as I played, I noticed that it wasn't really the purpose of the game to give you a direction. It's more of, I mean, it's part of the
I
plot.
didn't. I mean, I played for a couple of hours. I didn't have much trouble finding robots to shoot.
Yeah, the robots are pretty crowded. Here you should have like 3 or 4. Yeah, I can already see one of the dog ones.
I shot a load of them here
Or
last time. Ah, here's another one. Here's
um,
another one.
yeah,
So
where have you
I suppose
been?
I have to get up quite up close with this shotgun.
Oh, at the shotgun, yeah. The pistol you get at the first kind of
I'm gonna
sucks
run
as
at him
well.
and blast him in the face.
Well, I guess I'll do the same with you.
Where is he? Ah,
Okay. Oh, is there another one? Oh, there is. Okay, got him. Yeah, I got an MP5 and it frankly sucks. Damn, I haven't used the MP5 that much. I should change to something a bit more powerful to make the combat a bit of more of breeze,
oh, what's that?
just for video purposes. Oh shit. Okay, got him. Yeah, the assault
Right, I
rifle
had
is far
the last time
far better.
I had a really good way of healing before, and I forgot what it was. Bandages or
You
something, wasn't it?
yeah, it's the first aid kits. You put them. I had in my 5 slot, so you just press 5 on the keyboard and you can consume them.
I have to remember what they look like. Uh,
It's
birdshot
like a
ammo.
kind of looks like a square of paper, a sheet of paper, to be honest, with a
First
small
aid kit,
plus
here we
in the
are.
middle. Yeah,
Put that in 4. I've only got one of them.
I can give you some if you want. It's all good. Let me see if I can drop you. Here you go.
Okay, let me find my, hang on, let me find my shotgun ammo. Birdshot ammo, 6. Okay. Why am I not picking that up? Is it this here? Ah, here we are. Okay, and it
Yeah, some of the
was...
prompts are a bit weird. In some locations, I noticed some boxes where the prompt would just not show up for the life of me. I mean, I tried every position and just wouldn't open because it needs to appear the prompt in order for you to open. It's not that interactive. Yeah, so the medkits I give you give 25 health each. And later on, well, not later on, early on, you'll find some of the standard ones. Standard ones is 50 HP. Simple ones are 25, and then you have a paramedic one. I think it's
I've
the
got
name.
an
I dropped it
automatic
because I
rifle
didn't
now,
get.
and I forgot how to pick up my shotgun.
Jesus, you have the rifle already?
Well, I don't
It
know.
took
Is
me.
is it automatic?
Yeah, it is. It is. I can see it. It's the same as I have. It's like the. It looks kind of like a G3 or some
Should I
of
use
some
this
sort.
then instead of my shotgun?
If you have the ammo for it, yeah, it's pretty good for the early game robots, and even some of.
243 soft point ammo. Is that the one? I've only got
No, it is. It's the
ah
7.62
full metal jacket.
millimeter. Yeah, exactly. You then have the armor piercing variant, which is hits the armor quite harder. It's pretty great for the bit tankier enemies, which I ended up facing. I managed to one-shot one of them with.
This is back to front. The primary goes at the bottom rather than at the top, doesn't it?
The top primary is the 1 on keyboard. The bottom one is
Oh,
2, and
okay.
sidearm is 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, right, got you. Now, where's my ammo again? Full metal jacket 6, right. Now, why won't this ammo stay in my number 6 slot?
You can put ammo in those slots. It's that. For example, if you drag, you'll
How,
notice that the border of the icon you're dragging is red. It means it can't be equipped.
how do I reload with this ammo now?
Just drag the ammo on top of the gun, and it should automatically put the ammo there. Like you go to the inventory, you grab the 7.62. You click on it and drag it on top of the weapon that uses that ammo, and it should automatically equip it with that ammo, and you should have a full magazine equipped already.
It's not. I drop it on
Uh,
top and nothing happens.
then try to right click and say attach the weapon,
Oh, here we are.
and pick the
Moller
Automatgewehr
PP.
4.
That's not what it is.
The Moller is your pistol. You should have an Automatgewehr 4. Sorry if I butchered that. I never really learned anything about
32
Swedish.
ACP full metal jacket. Is that the right ammo?
That is for the pistol.
Oh, that's why I can't do it then.
Yeah,
Right, I'll have to
you
put it
want
on my
a
pistol.
7.62 millimeter for the rifle.
Right, I'm just going to use my pistol.
All right. Yeah, pistol is okay. Hollow point sucks. It's like it damages decently if the armor is pierced. The problem is the armor takes quite a bit to drop if you're going full. I think it's a bit worth noting how Avalanche really puts their collectathon feel in all of their games, like what you had with Just Cause 2, 3, 4, etc. Oh, I shot. My bad. Oh, I have my trackpad on. My bad. Anyway, so for example, if you play Just Cause, you know that the open world is pretty big, same as this, and it's split into various areas which all have a progression meter, I guess you can call it that. And that was done through the destruction of the environment. So fully destructible. Once fully destroyed, all radio towers, buildings, etc., you'd get 100% in that area, and that would count towards the general game progression. Here it's the same, but since it's a survival game and the combat is a bit more, less encouraged, I mean. It's not so focused on destruction and combat, rather it's focused on the collection of items and everything. So every single location, for example, this farm over here had like a counter of loot and said like 0 out of 22 at first, which
There's
means
loot
there are
everywhere.
exactly 22, which means there are 22 loot containers, I guess. Yeah, containers. These go
I suppose
from
the trick is
toolboxes.
to learn which items to keep and which ones to chuck away.
Yeah, definitely. I had a bit of a hard time and ended up dropping a lot, picking up and dropping a lot of the items throughout the
I
journey
suppose it's the same with most games, really.
as I felt the need for some more than others. And the containers go from wooden crates, which usually have weapons, to backpacks, toolboxes, ammo boxes, etc. Usually toolboxes will yield customization items, flares, what else? Sometimes healing items. Ammo boxes is almost exclusively ammo, and the backpacks are just a mix of everything. Cars are lootable too. You can open the doors. They're all interactable, like this, which is a really nice attention to detail. Yeah, for example, here you have, oh, let's go. For example, here you have ammo boxes. Even the truck of the pickup can be opened. Oh, there's a collectible here. Nice. Should go back on my playthrough and actually pick up this collectible. So collectibles don't seem to have any purpose other than
Yeah,
what I mentioned, which
probably for
is achieving
Chivos.
completion. Exactly. It's to achieve completion. So it's very much the Avalanche formula with their Just Cause games and Mad Max as well.
This is a nice bit of
Applied
light
here.
with the headlights on the truck. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
the headlights are really good, and even some of the robots that look I mean, I wouldn't say I'm at endgame, no, mid-game maybe. There is some pretty big Metal Gear level stuff, and they have some huge light, I guess, flashlights, and the lighting is really, it just comes together really well and adds to the immersion. A bit of I should check something if they patched it. So one thing I actually found a bit annoying personally is the lack of HUD customization. So for example, if you sprint, because imagine you don't know where the enemies are and you just sprint to a location to see what it is, because
Yeah.
locations are pretty and curiosity usually takes the better review in these open world games. So, and you get the classic circle that fills up with detection, a la Far Cry and pretty much all stealth
Here we
games you
are.
see here.
Here's some combat.
Exactly. So, and there's no way to turn it off. So you know there are enemies before you even see them, and that kind of kills the immersion, I'd say. Oh, whatever. Oh, shooting at me. Okay, got him, and yeah, got him. These dogs, I learned they have like a small gas tank on top of their backs. It's a part that makes him look kind of like oh shit, kind of look like a camel. And if you shoot that tank, they'll just explode rather easily, saving you quite a bit of ammo.
It's good to know.
The head is also a bit sensitive. Um,
There's another one round here
there is.
somewhere.
You can press F to open your. I'm not sure if you turned on the flashlight,
Here he
but
is.
F does it. Oh shit. Okay, I'll have to heal a bit. Okay, and there was one more. Oh, there he is. There we go. One thing actually worth noting about the enemies is that they are fixed, as we discussed a bit before, but the damage you do to them is also fixed. So imagine a fight is a bit too much to take for you and you have to retreat. All the damage you made during that fight, the enemies will take with them,
Yeah.
and it will stay there until they are defeated. So I've had an interesting encounter where I just sniped two. There's like little flying drones. Also a bit early game. They are really squishy, and I hit them both with a shot each at a distance, and just moved on with my thing. Like 1 hour later, in a different location, they were there, just pouring smoke out of their back, and
Excellent.
it was really epic to see. It's a very nice attention to detail. components that could make it really truly shine.
What did you say just now
Uh,
about a beacon?
so usually you'll find some. Oh, it's right over there, where I am. See, beeping.
This
Yeah,
orange thing.
yeah, exactly. The radio beacon is usually guarded by enemies, and it's basically an XP boost. Nice shot. So where is he? Oh, funny. Nice. Okay. Uh, the beacon usually gives 500 to 1000 XP. Usually put. I can do it. You put a gas tank near to destroy it, or a grenade that works too. Get away because of the knockdown. The knockdown is really intense, and you get a huge XP boost. There you go, 500.
Lovely.
And it's basically one of those. Oh, what is this? Oh, I got a field radio. What is a field radio? Oh, I know. The field radio is. Okay, I'll talk about it in a minute. So, the radio beacon is one of those. Again, one of those avalanche style collectathon elements. And it's also one of the best XP boosts I've noticed the game have. Even some tough battles end up giving 300-ish XP total, and you'll spend a shit ton of ammo, while destroying a single beacon will give you 500 to 1000. I've had quite a few give me
So you,
1000.
you could in theory shoot this rather than blowing it up.
The beacon, I've tried, and it never did anything, so I'm assuming it can only be taken down with explosives.
Right.
But unless it has a weak spot I didn't find, but I did try to shoot it and it just didn't work. So
Are you pressing
take
on?
yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Um, anyway, the field raid, and I guess a bit inherited from that topic. The items in the game, the game has a lot of items, and the cool thing is that some of them are specifically designed for the co-op gameplay, and the game really seems to enhance that co-op is important, or at least it's a feature they really wanted us to try due to all of these items. For example, establishing a field radio will create a fast travel point anywhere on the map where you place the field radio. There will be paramedic medic bags, medic kits, which will work as
It's great objects.
they create like an aura, and everyone in the team gets healed by it. A lot of stuff is geared towards co-op. It's not just a single player game, and then they just tacked on a couple, just tacked on a multiplayer mode. No, it feels like it has co-op in mind from the get-go, thanks to some of the items they placed. And some of the tactics and overall stuff, the way the world is built really motivates people to take on roles. I mean, it's a 4-player co-op and there are 4 skill trees. I mean, coincidence? I think not.
This
Having a
night,
vacation.
this night lasts quite a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. As I said before, the night does take quite a bit, same as day. I noticed weather as well, but
I'm glad
not
it's not
all.
pitch black though. You can see what you're doing.
Yeah. In these open areas, yes. Sometimes in mountainy tops filled with trees, the night on top of the trees just and a lot of shadows from the moonlight. It's really pitch dark, and the flashlight is a must. In these open areas, not so much. Okay, there's an enemy up front,
I suppose it's the
a bit,
same in real life, isn't it?
a bit to the right. Yeah, see,
Oh,
the
I'm
guy
out of
just
ammo.
one of them just ran past one of the others, and the other just ignored. So two robots, and we're fighting only one because the other decided to not be bothered to fight with him. Ooh. I think there's one to the left. Yeah, there's one to the left. See, he's damaged, and that damage will just stay on him. Well, not anymore. Which is again cool feature. The War of the World actually, at least so far, I played quite a bit still, so I guess I can claim that. It looks a lot like this. Very another radio beacon, which is cool. Very a lot of meadows and open-ended areas.
Where is he?
To the right of the beacon. Got him. I can get the other one. God damn it, need to reload. Got him.
It's a nice bit of combat.
Yep. Some of these will drop small fuel cells, which is great in case you don't have the explosive to blow this up. So I'll just place the mine and run a bit back and destroy it. There we go. See, 1000 here. With pretty much
What
no
level are you
difference.
now?
I just ranked up to 8.
Blimey.
And a lot of the skills are really basic. Very generic, I guess. So you can throw stuff further. You can, you're 20% harder to sneak. You
I
can
suppose I
salvage.
should upgrade. I've got some skill points, I think.
Yeah, let me
One
see.
one skill point. What should I have?
I'd say
Run and
difficult.
gun.
You can only unlock the top tier stuff, and depends. What level are you?
I
2
had
or
run
3?
and I got run and gun.
Run and gun is not bad. Throwables are not that great. Oh, I like how the support, yeah. The game is really designed for co-op. I just noticed. I actually hadn't noticed the support skill tree. It's pretty much focused entirely on co-op.
Uh,
For example, if an enemy, I'm reading a skill here, if an enemy is focusing on someone else other than you, if you shoot at that enemy, you'll do more damage to him. So it really encourages this sort of co-op
yeah.
where you have like
Flanking.
yeah, exactly, it's the flanking skill, like a combat focused guy in the fight, and then the support from behind, just getting that extra damage buff, and it feels really nice. Then the tech guy and the survival guy just go there to loot because they have skills to enhance the loot they pick up. And it seems like in a full 4-player, this game can really blend together really well. So a bit of my judgment of this empty feel of the world can be taken a bit with a grain of salt because it's been mostly played solo. I mean, the game isn't out yet, so finding people is quite hard as well.
Yeah.
So that's also worth noting.
I suppose the once it's out,
But I do must admit that so far it's pretty disappointing to know that every single quest where, some people didn't get evacuated, some people managed to escape or uh, hide out or need rescuing or something, and you just go there and it's just empty. It's really, there are no NPCs from what I can tell. And that is something that really hits the game a bit too hard, I'd say. I think with NPCs, like too centralized big cities where with like the resistance to fight the robots. Maybe it's not what the devs are going for, and I can totally understand that, but some sort of NPCs to give out the quests, but would be great, not just audio logs and text logs. It makes solo players will. I wouldn't be surprised if solo players would lose a bit of the interest in the game after 10 hours or so. But
Could certainly do with some NPCs with a bit of voice acting.
yeah. The voice acting is pretty good for the audio logs, so I'll give him credit for that. But the lack of NPC seems to hit the game a bit too hard for me, especially for solo players. Co-op is, I mean, it's the classic stuff. Even watching paint dry is fun with friends, so listening to audio logs and progressing the story through that means only is the same. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna love blowing up robots and planning your tactics and tackling challenging fights the way you prefer the most.